Alright, I'm going to start session 2 here. Today the plan is to do greenpath in as much as we can. Primary objective is to get the dash ability, which means I'm going to go fight Hornet. Alright, this is not actually the best way there. Mistakes were made. We'll move on. Apparently my controller's acting up because I did not push up. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I'm trying to dash, but I can't because I don't have that ability yet. There's going to be a lot of that warming up in these videos. Yeah, so again, how's everyone doing in this pandemic situation? My controller is definitely acting up. I might have to do something about that if it continues. I'm doing pretty good. Bit of a windstorm here today. I've got a tent set up outside, which is kind of silly, but just, you know, to feel like we're getting out when we really can't. Anyway, the tent is blowing around like a madman. I had to get out there and zip tie the fly to the tent so that it didn't go anywhere. That's been taken care of now. Yeah, so on our way to greenpath. We will need soul for this. Yeah, that's really upslashing when I'm not intending to upslash. Boy, I'll keep an eye on this. I might have to. Okay, seems to have worked itself out. I'm not gonna have to start this video over. Okay, so the whole reason we needed to get our vengeful spirit is this guy here. And as we fought one of these elsewhere, we'll fight one here and try not to be too bad at it. You know, I really meant to equip a charm. Just realized I've still only got 2 charm notches worth of charms equipped. I'll get that 3rd charm on as soon as I hit a bench, which I will. It's fine. This is fine. Anyway, moving along. This is a really fun area of the game. I know a lot of people get burnt out on it. Same with Forgotten Crossroads. People get burnt out on Forgotten Crossroads because you spend so much time there in the early game. But a lot of this comes down to you spend less time in these places if you're very thorough in your exploration on your first go around. So I'm gonna try and get as much as I can in this video. I think that list includes 4 grubs. It includes a piece of a soul vessel, and it includes, of course, the Mothwing Cloak for dash, and it includes 1 charm, which is Thorns of Agony. I'm going to get all of that in this video, and of course a ton of geo. So I'm trying to be a little more aggressive with my spell use than I have been on previous playthroughs. If I have soul and I don't need to heal, just put it to use. So there's a Fool Eater there. You can tell by the thorns coming up. They'll get you if you're not ready for them. Watch out, especially around geo deposits and the like. They tend to hang around. They're a pretty clever enemy design in my opinion. Speaking of clever enemy designs, these little guys only ever get you if they sneak up on you by digging their way out of the undergrowth. I quite like them. They're cute. They're not a particular threat, but every once in a while they'll bite your bum. All right, here we go. I'm on a bench. There. Now I have that charm equipped. So we're really just gonna be very linear about this particular exploration up until we get the Mothwing Cloak, and then there's a little more running around and collecting things after that. I really don't. There's Hornet. So we're gonna follow her as best we can, and then come back for the rest later. it really is going to be much easier to complete the exploration of this area once that cloak has been retrieved. That said, if something's super visible like this little geocache here, I am going to get it. No sense in waiting. Alright. Okay. So, yeah. These little guys are something you don't have to fake them out, but it's much easier to deal with them if you do fake them out. Ah, those crush enemies is great. These guys, if you're quick, you can hit them twice, and then you've got to get away from them. If you're not, hit them once and get away. Do not get greedy and go for that third hit unless you have, well, by the time you have the thing that would let you get the third hit in, you'll actually have enough nail upgrades that you only have to hit them twice and they're dead. So it's not really relevant. We see the telltale signs of our beloved map maker. So we're going to head for that. Corn Fur is right over here. We're actually going to come back to where he is once we get the Mothwing Cloak. Because there's some areas we cannot reach right now, but we'll be able to once we have the cloak. My assistant lives. She's awake. Hello, Evie. Hi. Hi. I'm recording kind of early in the morning. Just it's easier. Baby's down for a nap. Mom's keeping him comfy, and yeah. So things are going to be relatively quiet. It's going to be easier for me to record. Evie has joined us. She's just hanging out. Cannot remember where to go from here, but I'm sure I'll figure it out in short order. Somebody's screaming at their television right now, or their tablet or computer, whatever they're watching on. Somebody's screaming at me. I know because I do it to Rusty. I'm like, no, the howling rates is not there. It's somewhere else altogether. Okay. No, I think I need to backtrack a little bit. Oh, there's a geo node there. I'm gonna go get that. Right in here, yeah. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Got all that geo. Alright, sorry folks. I'm trying not to do too much of this sort of backtracking. Hornet was just over here on a balcony, which means we should have to follow her general direction, just in a different path, because we don't have her movement abilities, which I'm looking forward to in Silksong, because that's going to be nice to have access to some really enhanced movement. I hope it doesn't up the boss battle difficulty too much. I'm gathering it's going to increase the difficulty of just standard in-world combat, and I'm okay with that, as is a big chunk of the player base, from what I understand. But boss battles, I don't really want to become exceptionally more difficult than they are already. You know, some of the easier bosses, I think some of the ones I've fought so far, obviously, are a little on the derpy side. Sure, you don't need too many of those. A nice introductory boss or two, it doesn't hurt at all. But you don't have to crutch too much on easy to fight derpy bosses. Just they don't need to be Nightmare King Grim or worse. So okay, there we go. This is the spot I missed. All right, wasn't too big a detour. Here we go. My lovely daughter decided she was going to listen to an audio clip from a friend of hers, and I don't know if you heard all that. But anyway, she's taking it elsewhere, being polite. Anyway, we're moving along with this. I'm gonna stop in here and get the Hunter's Journal. It's not particularly out of the way. This is a great spot. This is gonna ruin a bit of a fear vibe that this gives for you. Sorry. If you haven't played this, this is a great little moment of, it's a boss encounter. It's really not. It's fine. he's a good guy. He gives you this hunter's journal, which really is only, I don't know, it's full of lore stuff, which is great. I've got a playthrough with a pretty well completed hunter's journal, so like I've gotten the reward for having completed it, even though I know there's a few entries that are a little more minor that I don't have yet. There's clearly something down here. Yeah, okay. And another one here. Oh, and there's our first of 4 grubs that we need to rescue. 1 down. Yeah, I really try to have a plan for what I'm going to accomplish for each episode. Sometimes that does involve plunking my butt into acid. Oh, and these enemies are just sneaky. I couldn't see him, so I didn't know where it was coming from. Anyway, yeah, I try to have a plan. I try to have a general idea of what it is I want to accomplish. It helps keep a timeline, right? I know most people don't want to be watching a 3-hour Hollow Knight video. Well, I've done it on occasion, but it's not what I expect of an audience. So we're just really trying to get a couple of things done in the area and then move on to the next session where I'll go to another area. For quite a while that's going to work. I'm going the wrong way again. For quite a while that's going to work, and then eventually I'm going to have to start doing some backtracking once I get all the general movement upgrades. There's Hornet again. As you can see, I slashed her, but it didn't count. Oh, whoop, boop. You don't have to be, you know, all acrobatic like that. You can take your time with those guys. They'll come to you. Just don't get in their 45-degree angles. You know, you want to stay away from those things. There's some lore there. Good. I'm gonna skip it. As I said, I'm not here to create lore content. There's plenty of that out there already, and it's really good stuff. And my objective again is just to create a video that shows how to play the game in a real normal person way, like not expecting perfection out of everyone's movements. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna get beat up a bit. It's fine. Just heal as you go. I find it's really important to keep your masks topped up when possible. There's gonna be times where you don't have the soul for it. Something just clobbers you, and you know you can't recover right away. That's fine. Here's a thing. I just, you know, there's a couple ways to kill these, but that's probably the easiest. Just whack them to get the grass off. Hit the grass, it doesn't, or leaves or whatever, it doesn't count as a hit against them. So you really do need to follow up after that. That can be just running after them will work. Once you get the Mothwing Cloak, they're much easier to chase down. Or just blast them with a spell, they're dead. You can also just ignore them like most enemies in the game. They're not unnecessary combat. There's Hornet. We'll continue to follow her. That guy down there we can't get yet. There's one of a couple different ways to get to it. Eventually we'll get at least one of those and come back. Like I said, we'll do a couple of cleanup videos later where we're just going around collecting things we haven't had time to collect or haven't had the ability to collect yet. And I want to try to make those videos as hit 2 or 3 areas and just do some real cleanup, probably fight a couple of optional bosses, that sort of thing, in each of those videos. Wow, it's just fall. I swear I'm pretty good at the platforming part of this game, but once in a while I still pull a real derpy move, and it's okay. It's okay, because we're just normal people, right? We're not people with perfect, insane timing and reflexes. Okay, here we go. Here's a bench, simple enough to access. You just pay some geo. You kind of need to do this to advance the game, so we're gonna do that. Hit this bench. Since we have seen Cornifer, we get some map updates here. You can see where we've been and quite possibly where we're going. Since I don't have myself pinned on the map, you can tell though roughly where I am, which is the top left of the map, where it's fully lined out. I'm about to go into that sketched out area. Alright, moving along. Boop. sometimes you're forced to take your time with an enemy because of platforming while you fight them. Luckily, in this case, we're not platforming over spikes or acid or anything ridiculous like that. So, you know, it's not damage every time we fail a little bit. Because there are definitely some unforgiving platforming fights in this game. I think a couple of the optional bosses especially tend to have very platformy areas. I thought I might be at a grub, but I'm not. I don't have my audio up very high. I don't want to have too much background noise. I might have to turn it up a little bit because there's audio cues, which I'm sure you'll all hear. You'll have it turned up a bit, but you'll hear when there's a grub around. There's like little cooey noises they make. Ooh, I forget what's where. I don't want to wander around too much. Okay. This is, I think, one of those areas that you'd be better off coming back to in a bit after I get the Mothwing Cloak. That's okay. But I've fallen into it and I now need to... There we go. Not much to get myself back out. What's over here? Like I say, I'll come back. I'll come back to it and almost everything else in this after I get the Mothwing Cloak. It's going to be much easier to explore everything and far less backtracking if I just get that out of the way. Wow, that was really awful. Like, at least there's no fall damage in the game unless you're falling onto something. Though there is a fall stun, which can be really frustrating, especially if you're fighting one of those situations where it's a very platform-heavy boss. Even if you're not taking fall damage, sometimes there's a fall stun, and that can end up with you taking damage. Once you get certain movement abilities, that stun can be avoided just by invoking one of them, like the dash we're going to get shortly. Will in fact give you the ability to just shrug off the fall stun by dashing before you hit the ground. Let's get a little lifeblood here. It's good. There's a lock-in area here I'm about to encounter. These guys, like any similar sorts of tricky sort of mini-boss type guys, I'm just gonna throw a bunch of spells at them. I think this is gonna be grub number 2 we've rescued. Yeah, I don't think I've rescued more than 2 at this point. One of these little grassy guys down here, he has got me a couple of times because I've been not paying attention, expecting this to be easy. Oh wow, I'm going out of my way. I'll actually come back here. I thought there was a grub right there. There's some stuff around, but I'm going to get the Mothwing Cloak before I come through here too. Sorry about the backtracking again. I'm really trying not to do too much of it. This is a part of the game I clearly don't remember as well. So this guy here, if you don't have the soul to spell him, I think I just proved you can just straight up fight him. I was lucky to get a parry in there. It was luck. It was not, masterful skill. Just keep swinging that nail. You'll get the odd parry in. This is not how I get to Hornet. I thought it was. We're gonna go back. We'll come back through here later, I suspect. But I guess I've got to go down to go to Hornet. Again, tons more backtracking than I meant to be doing. But that's part of the beauty of a Metroidvania, right? Like, they're trying to encourage you to use the map lots. Go through it over and over again for different things. And I appreciate that a lot about this game. It's just not the intended nature of this video. I've got lifeblood. I'm not going to lose it by sitting on that bench. I've already keyed to it, so if I die, which hopefully won't happen, that's where I'm going to end up anyway. And there goes that lifeblood. Whatever. It's not the end of the world. So we've still only saved 1 grub. We'll keep that in mind. Alright, so we're going to go left. We're going to go left, to the left, to the left. Alright. My terrible rendition of older music. Alright. This is not the way, but we're on the way. This is the way. Okay. So there's, as you can see, a lever we have to hit up there to get through here. We'll get there. Just bear with me. Boop, boop. This way. There will be sound effects like boop, boop from me. I also have a cat who says boop, boop. When he should say meow, but meow is apparently not a noise he can make. I have another cat that says crack when, you know, again, meow is the expectation, but apparently no. Where have I gone versus where I need to go? I don't need to go down there, I can tell you that. Wow, greenpath is causing me far more issue than I expected it to. Oh, that startled me. I know, I remember what the area where Hornet is hanging out in looks like, but apparently I don't remember how to get to it. So leave a comment. No, I will get there. We're gonna get there. Probably just done something exceptionally silly and missed it. Maybe it was that area that I was like, oh, I shouldn't come here yet. It might have been that. Clearly I don't remember this particular section of the game all that well, which is kind of, you know, confusing myself. Really expect more of myself here. Alright, it's one of those things though where you're playing the game with all these movement things. Alright. Just on the left here, is there a way through that I missed? You used all these movement abilities and suddenly you don't have them anymore. So a lot of the ways I would get places aren't available to me, and that's a really lame excuse, I know. But anyway, I'm gonna find it. There's often breakable walls and things, but I don't think that's involved here. I think. Okay. I went through there, but all right. Let's get that lifeblood again. He's gonna get away. I'm not gonna. Oh. Well, good. He didn't get away. So these little guys can, in fact, run away from you. And if they do, you don't get that lifeblood. Okay, let's look at this again. Am I missing something here? Am I missing something here? I can't cut that, so I can't get through there. It's got to be a way back rather than a way forward. Okay. It's quite possible I missed something, and I just need to go this way. Yeah, so three spells plus one hit is enough to take those guys out. Good to know, really. It's good math. I don't remember the damage on each of those abilities because I've got the basic nail. I haven't upgraded it yet, and the basic spell, which again I haven't upgraded yet. You know what? This is almost certainly where I have to be going, and I've been silly to avoid it. Also, we're gonna get some other fun stuff going on over here. We're gonna go fight a mini boss. Well, a boss, technically, I guess. It's just not, I don't know, it's not a super crucial boss. Technically, you can just skip this one altogether, and there's consequences to that. They're not particularly severe. It's one of the things about this game where it does have paths, as it were, like that you can take. So there's this guy right here, Vengefly. I'm gonna fight him. The little guy down here, Zote, is not as awesome as he thinks he is. But he thinks he's pretty damn awesome, and that counts for something. So yeah, there's lore on that. Okay. He didn't spawn any friends that time. Usually that shriek is a friend spawn. Wow, that fight went a lot faster than I expected it to. Yeah. That's Vengefly King. He did. Yeah, come on, wake up. Get out of here. Go away. So you do have the option to save Zote here or not. There's actually two separate occasions in the game, and I'll get to the other one later. where he's got himself into something that he cannot get himself out of. Not saving him will result in his death. Okay, now we're going the right way. Ah, shoot, that psyched me out. Which is, you know, what these guys are meant to do. They're meant to psych you out. Another little lore tablet here. Apparently I'm gonna read it. I didn't intend to, but I'm gonna. Yeah. Here we go. This is the grub I was thinking about earlier. Oh, there's a much more severe version of these guys. Or something that fights very similarly later in the game. Anyway. Yeah, as you can see, without, there's two grubs. Without soul to just spell them down, they can be a little bit of a challenge. And I'm not, you know, I'm not that player. I'm not the one with the perfect reflexes, so I'm gonna get hit. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna take a detour. I found the spot where Hornet is. I'm walking away from it right now because I'm gonna die if I, well, I'm not gonna die, but I might embarrass myself if I try to fight her without healing up first. Plus, there's a bench that's much closer to her right here in the event that something does go catastrophically wrong. So we're gonna go to this bench. Yeah, sorry about all those detours, folks. I know some of you aren't gonna mind, but I am trying to provide a concise way, like a concise guide to getting through this game, and I just flubbed it real bad. There's gonna be some of that, I guess. Is what it is. The next episode is going to be fungal wastes, and I think I've got that area down pretty well. Again, it might be one of those situations, though, where I'm used to having certain movement abilities, and without them, I'm going to get lost in there. It could happen. It's a pretty big area. Hornet. She's great. This is one of those fights where, you know, remember, you don't have to chase them. They'll usually come to you. And, yeah, so let her come to you. Shoot. And, because if you chase her, there's punishment for it. There's bad things can happen that won't happen otherwise. So, and you get to do stuff like that if you don't chase her. Like this. That, if you chase her, that's one of the things that can happen to you. And it can happen to your whole face at once, basically. Oh, shit. Like it just did mine. And probably will happen again. I'm probably close to getting a stagger out of her. If I get her to stagger, then if I have some soul, I'll heal. Oh, yeah, there it is. So, I'll heal. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to embarrass myself too bad by losing to Hornet. Not that she's not awesome. She's pretty cool. Just, she's not a particularly hard boss in this game. She gave me a lot of trouble my first time fighting her, though. This is not to condescend you if you're having trouble with her by any means. Like, this is not a super duper easy fight. As you can see, I just did some fancy footwork and down slashed her nail. She's predictable though for the most part, and if you're not chasing her around trying to brawl her, you'll beat her. Just down slash her when she gets close to you and cast spells at her when she decides she's gonna do something immobile, like that. And heal up when she staggers, if you've got the soul for it. Which, if you're like me and kind of aggressive with your spells now, you're not gonna necessarily always have the soul to heal. And sometimes you're gonna heal at a bad time and get whacked for it. Anyway, yeah, not a crazy difficult fight, but not the, she's probably the first real boss fight in the game. Like the first time where you're gonna feel challenged if you're, you know, reasonably good at video games. So yeah, don't expect to just trounce her on your first attempt. If you do, awesome, good for you. I didn't. I lost to her 2 or 3 times probably. That throw is very much a time where you can, you know, cast spells if you're comfortable with it. It's also something that's going to catch you off guard if you're, you know, very much in the pattern of wait for her to come to you, because that's one of those times where she doesn't. And she does do it from a few inches away from the wall sometimes, and that will go the whole way across the screen. So if you're not comfortable with a down slash on top of it, we got the Mothwing Cloak now. All right, plus some lore stuff. If you're not comfortable with down slashing on top of that spear when she throws it, you're going to end up getting cracked by it. Very important lore stuff here. Trying to skip through it because I don't want to spoil too much of the real story. Yeah. Now we can do things like go across the tops of acid pits and make extra long jumps. Yay. I might have said lava. I meant acid. I don't know. New game has lava. This game originally was supposed to have lava, I guess. It's just they decided that that level didn't really fit the feel they were looking for. So we're going to get a variation of it in Silksong. Yay. All right, now we're really trucking. We've got our dash. So we're going to go over to the lake here. The lake is a place we'll come back to later as well. The lake has a bench here, and speaking of lore, one of my favorite characters here, Quarrel. He's around a bunch in the game. He's a really interesting character. Definitely check out his dialogue. He entertains me greatly. This fella will often just get pushed into the lake, which isn't really great for gaining anything out of fighting him, but because it's a lake of acid, and so all his geo's gone if that happens. There. See? It's a lot of geo. Yeah, embarrassingly though, I'm going to stop back at that bench to get back the masks that cost me. Alright. And now we're moving on. Checking the map. Alright, so I'm at the Lake of On. I know exactly where I am, and thus I can find my way to other places. So we've rescued 2 grubs. We've got 2 to go. There is still a soul vessel fragment, and there's a charm, which most of this we actually needed to get this shade, or that, not shade cloak, that's much later. Sorry, this Mothwing Cloak to get. So here we are with the Mothwing Cloak. We can begin to really explore things. We're gonna go down here. Yes, or yes, yeah, we're gonna go down and left first and work our way. I'm sorry, folks. No, that stag station's there, making it actually more efficient to go. Yes, more efficient to go up and right, work our way around, and then come. Oh, can I get back through there? I can. I think I can. Oh wow, I'm just looking poor here. There we go. I can get back through there. I only want to get back through there so I can cut that line. If I can cut that, it'll make accessing areas in here. It's running him down with the shade cloak, or the not shade cloak. Darn it. The running him down with the Mothwing Cloak is easier than otherwise. Okay. So we've already gone partially this way, and running away from enemies that you don't particularly care to fight is also much easier now that we have this Mothwing Cloak. And we're gonna go whoop and up. There's some sections of this map that are now available, as well as sections of another map technically, but it's really only accessible at this time through this map. So we're gonna go check that out. I think we're gonna get something cool there. I don't remember what though, if I'm being honest. Oh, I think there's another charm there that I can get now, actually. One that I hadn't had listed. So cool, we'll get that. I don't know if you can hear the wind, but the wind is really loud outside my door here. Boop. And yeah, I'm an idiot. All right, here we go. Here we go. Just falling on spikes, don't mind me. Boom, all right. Some geo here. I think there's a little more geo on this side if I'm willing to work for it. I'm gonna heal and then hit that guy for... the reason I healed first is because every time you hit an enemy, regardless of how hard you hit them, anytime you hit an enemy, you gain a certain amount of soul. Therefore, I wanted to get the soul that I used to heal recovered by healing. Speaking of soul, I wish I had a little more going into this, but it's okay. Oh. So, as you can see, I stood very close to one of these elder boulders. By doing that, that one won't attack. It'll just hide. Means I can fight the other one basically one-on-one, minus, of course, his adds. So then we'll go over here, and we'll fight them back to back. Your spells push you a little bit, so you'll notice that I ended up leaving the screen briefly. Oh. There. All right, let's heal up and go get that other charm that I hadn't even included in my list. So there's a charm right over here, the Boulder Shell. It's another earlier access than I intended. It's actually a charm I basically never use. It's cool if you're really not sure about timing for healing, especially during more minor boss fights or like sub-boss sorts of encounters, like gatekeeper encounters. It will really help you get some healing done because it creates a temporary shield around you while you're focusing. It's neat. I don't love it personally, but it is a solid beginner charm if you're really not sure when to heal. Once you've got your timing down, you'll find it's virtually useless, but that's okay. All right. Again, I don't need to fight you, so I'm not gonna. No, I'm gonna move along with my life. I'm gonna find some other things to do. I'm gonna find some... Oh, see how I'm up-slashing again? It's the return of that, I don't know, sticky controller situation. I'll blame my children. The little one has been getting a hold of things, and the older one tends to eat, well, you know, media. So she tends to end up, I don't know if I can blame her. Maybe I got something on it. Might have had some candy or something, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, sticky controller. I'm not letting it ruin my video though. We're going. We're going. And we're going. Okay. I'll stop here and update this map, because this map has seen some stuff now. Alright, I know where I am, and I know where I'm going, and yeah, so we're going to do that. We're going to go. So we're at 2 grubs, you got 1 more grub to go.
I want to end there because I went out at the tent.
All right.
Because there were 2 ones.
So we're gonna go up this way. I'm gonna get our second charm of the video if I have done my mental math right. I stayed, speaking of mental math, I stayed too close to that guy while he did his thing. That's fine. It's fine. I am, however, gonna go murder this dude and his friend. And his pointy little mosquito-like friend. Okay, so yes, I mentioned second charm of the video. Here we go. This is a tricky bit of platforming. It's not the hardest in the game or anything. There's certainly harder. It's really just an exercise in how to use your dash and kind of the interesting way you can use it. And timing, because you got to do a drop and dash there. There's movement abilities later that will make that easier. Oop. Anyway, I did that fairly professionally, like I know what I'm doing or something. Thorns of Agony, that's 2 charms. Not bad, not bad. We got the Boulder Shell and the Thorns of Agony. Now we're gonna keep exploring up this way. That's fine, I guess he owed me that hit from earlier. Yeah, so still two still 2 grubs and a soul vessel to go. And then we're gonna take the stag station back to Dartmouth at that point. And the next video we'll do some more exploring of another area. But, oh, see how I mentioned these guys? Like that every once in a while they just sneak up on you. They're not a particular threat once you can see them, but if you can't see them, they're every once in a while they're just gonna get you. All right. So we're going. You know what? 1 second. 1 second. Little detour here. So I think these 3 here. Yeah, they're hiding a little geocache or 2 down here. Yeah, there's nope, not one there. But there is one. Ah, there's one down there. At least one. There might be.
Fight those guys in tiny spaces.
Yeah. So they're definitely an enemy that I like to, you know, like any flying enemy or any shooting enemy, I try to use platforms and other cover to make them behave in ways that is counterproductive for their fighting method, so that I have time to react to them. Okay, so over here, some geodeposits and another fool catcher. That one I didn't even notice right away. It's a good thing it was so far away from the stuff that I was going to get. Or fool eater, rather. Fool catcher, fool eater. Something like that. What's down here? More geo, and another one of these guys who will, every once in a while. Oh, 2 of them. 2 of them. And yeah, they'll bite your bum if you're not paying attention. Not a big deal. Moving on with our lives. As I said, I'm going sort of up into the right first, and then I'll go down into the left, because it's just more efficient. I've got a stag station that'll get me out of here once I'm done exploring. There's a lot to find. It's a very rich area. Even aside from the listed items that I said I'm going after, the another 2 grubs and the soul vessel piece, there's still a fair bit more to find in here. Like, look at this map. It's really expanding. I said look at this map and then flashed it for like half a second. There, see? Look at this map. It's big. Forgotten Crossroads is also a really big area, but we're gonna end up going back there so many times that I've already been up here, obviously.
He have hiding.
There was some geo here earlier, but I already got it. Boop. I feel like I'm backtracking, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. Like, I'm pretty sure now I can go an area where I couldn't go before, so I'm not just backtracking. Well, he's gone.
You keep owning the ass up, and I think that's what it is.
Okay. Am I just... I'm not all the way back to Forgotten Crossroads, am I? I totally am. All the way back to Forgotten Crossroads. Oh, well, that's fine. Yep, all the way back to Forgotten Crossroads. Didn't even look at the map. I missed something. On the upper right side here, obviously, I missed something. All right. Because I think there's some stuff up this way. Maybe this is what I missed. Okay, where are my relatives? I really should have gotten some of my pins, like the bench pin would have helped me with any confusion here. Oh well. I'll be getting that stuff when I take the stag station back to Dartmouth, because I've got a fair bit more geo than I had last time I was there, and nothing new to buy. Okay. Sometimes you just careen face first into an enemy. Sometimes that's just what you do. Okay. I pushed that guy into acid. I don't think I've ever done that to one of them before. Alright, I think I know where I am. I'm pretty sure, therefore I know where I'm going. Yeah, here we go. Maybe this guy is guarding something. Maybe there's a... No, there's not. Okay. It's up here. Or something. Or something. Okay. Okay, I know where I'm at now. This way. This way to go up. We're gonna go deal. Alright, they blow up when they die. Don't forget about that, because I almost did.
I always think that when you kill a bad guy, you steal the money from the bad guy's pocket. If they even do have pockets.
Okay. Okay. I know what's going on now. I have actually completed all the upper right-hand side. Sorry, folks. A ton of backtracking in this video. Much more than I meant there to be. So that's what's happened here, is I've actually already completed all the exploration that way. And now I want to go down and right, and then down and left. Boop. Okay, now I know what's going on. Yep. We'll go all the way down here, then go right. Yeah, it's less confusing that way. Boop. There's one of the things about, you know, this game is there's a lot of ways to get just about anywhere. We're gonna take what I consider to be the most direct route. You know what? I'm gonna just ignore him. So yeah, that Thorns of Agony charm I got. I didn't talk much about it. It gives you a retaliatory attack to anything in basically a little more than nail range with you if you take damage at all, which is great. It deals, I think, 2 times your regular nail damage, so it hurts a fair bit, and enemies that rely on being in melee range with you are going to get punished by it if you tend to get hit, which, you know, most of us do. There's some folks who are just too good to get hit, and you know what? Good for you if you're like that, but I'm not. Okay, now I know where I'm going. Okay. All right, I'm going down here. This is the area where I have not explored yet. Yes. Let's go over this way a little bit, and we'll get a bench. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now we're cooking. Yeah, bear with me here. So we're gonna go through this section. These guys, you can fight them. I generally just don't bother. You just do this. Problem is, it's easy enough to mistime that and get hit, and you don't get soul for fighting them because you're not actually hitting them. So, as a result, you often end up with sort of a soul deficit. Probably shouldn't go this way first, but yeah, no, this is fine. This is fine. We get a mini boss here. The Moss Charger. This is, without a doubt, one of the silliest bosses in the game. He's you can heal between each of his things, and if you figure out his pattern at all, he won't do what he just did to me. I have beaten this boss on Radiant difficulty in the Hall of Gods, and mostly it's about that. It's about when he comes across the screen like he's doing, just down slash him. When he does that, dash under him, throw a spell at him. And then, boom, lots of geo to be had. So much geo. I don't think there's anything else from him. No. And also totally an optional boss. You could just literally walk right past if you want. I didn't care to. I wanted...
only saw 2 bosses you can walk past.
There's a lot of bosses you can walk right past, in fact.
Oh.
That's just one of them.
I have False Knight.
Yep. Vengefly King. We literally just, went by him early in this video. Alright. Fine. I'm gonna get some soul here, and then I'm just gonna get away from this dude. Because I don't like them. I don't want to mess with them. Alright, now we're going this way. Where are we headed? So similar to the other one, you just sort of run right at them and then move away, because they don't open up if you're standing right next to them. So that's really the safest place to be.
Oh, that's easy.
So we're gonna go up here, get some more geo. So much geo, right? This is
Place loves geo.
basically any new area you're going to for the first time. You're gonna find all those geo deposits, and they're really gonna help with your finances. So this is going to be our 3rd grub, because I know where he is. He's not far from where we are now. Why am I going this way? That's just backtracking. Okay. We're going to wait for this guy.
That's kind of like the bus there. Huh?
You can go, you go over here, get some more geo. And we're going to go see our grub right up there. So, and then the 4th grub, I don't remember where the 4th, oh, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. There.
This bus doesn't even take.
So we just do this. There. Multiple bouncing rather than individual bouncing. There we go. This is our 3rd grub. He's been rescued. You cannot get any further right now. This is an area you can come back to later. Not even all that much later, to be honest. A couple movement upgrades will really help with getting around here. But in the meantime, grub and geo. So, I think. Oops.
I'll tell you it's gonna go away.
I think I'll just go here for a second, heal up, and go up. My daughter's very concerned with the wind, but I think I've done a pretty good job of securing our tent, although it is blowing around a lot. I'm gonna have.
It's windy.
It's very windy. Yeah, we have 35 km/h gusts right now. They're.
Is he trying to get me? It looks like he's trying to get me.
All right, so we're done in this little section for now until we get some movement upgrades. And now we're gonna go over here. No, we're not. I don't think. No. Wait. Yes, we are. Sorry. We're gonna go down here briefly into another section of the game, just to unlock a stag station because it'll help later. This is Fog Canyon. It is a fairly deadly section of the game if you're not careful. Those big jellyfish looking folk right there, they will hurt a lot if you hit them. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. So that there is a shade barrier. You need a movement upgrade that we don't have to get through that. That's fine. Oop, we'll get back there. One of the things about these smaller jellyfish is they always respawn, and they aren't particularly aggressive or dangerous, so if you're attentive with them, they're a great way to get your soul refilled. Alright, down we go. And you see that? That's stag station indicator. So we're gonna go down and get our second stag station.
And it's a new area.
And it is yet another new area, as has been pointed out by my lovely assistant. All right. So we're gonna go here, down. This is definitely an optional section of this video. You don't have to come down here. There's something there. Don't worry about it. You can go to it if you want. All right. Here we go. Quarrel's back. I like Quarrel, but we're not here for Quarrel. We're here for this stag station. And we're actually going to use this stag station to get back to where we were. Really taking a look at what my tent is up to. It is rocking out. The wind is fierce, but I think there's enough weight in it and stuff to stop it from going too far, even though it's only really, well, it's tied down. It should be all right. I wish I could do a little more to tie it down. It's on a concrete patio, so I can't like stake it into the ground. It's bouncing up and down a lot, but it's otherwise fairly secure by the fly. Anyway, enough about that. Where are we at? What have we done? All right, so we've done the Fog Canyon section. And oh, you know what? I think that, no, we're missing one grub. And I think I know where it is relative to me? Question mark? You know what? I'm gonna just briefly pull up my phone as soon as I find the darn thing. Hey, sorry. I wanna, there it is. There's the phone, just to have a look at where these are located, which I guess you could do for yourself, but grub locations. Okay. Okay, I've gotten that one, and one of those two, I believe, but not the other one. Okay, I think. Oh, right. I know where the last grub is. It's near Conifer. Yes, that's where that final grub is, and I didn't get that soul vessel. Darn it. I think I remember where that is too. Oh, hey, and some geo that I had previously missed. Boom. This is a much less clean video than my Forgotten Crossroads video. I'll apologize for that, because I was very efficient in that one and less so in this one. All right. Boom. And I think Soul Vessel is not through here. I think it's where that grub was, actually. But I didn't get to it. All right, you know what? That might be in a cleanup video later. I'm just going to accept it, and I'm going to go get the fourth grub from this area. Not without getting lost a couple of times, I guess. Everything looks the same. I mean, it doesn't, but it does. But it doesn't. Okay. They do a really good job of making the different areas of the game look different from each other, and also blend together nicely. Like, you get a lot of spots like this where obviously greenery has taken over, but there's still the echo, the remnants of civilization here. It's ruins that have been completely overgrown. Yeah, there's another area very similar to this, and it's quite different still, that we'll get access to much later in the game.
There's no clean station?
Queen's Garden. Yes.
Onion garden. Killing me.
Okay. I don't want to drop down or anything. I just want to keep going over.